In a surprising turn of events, President Donald Trump announced a temporary exemption from the 25% tariffs on Mexican and Canadian goods under the U.S. Mexico-Canada Agreement, USMCA. The exemption, effective until April 2nd, marked a strategic shift in trade policy amid ongoing economic turbulence. The decision came after high-level negotiations with Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum, where both leaders acknowledged the importance of maintaining stability in North American trade. As a result, major industries reliant on cross-border imports breathed a sigh of relief, at least for the time being. Speaking from the White House, Trump declared, "We want fair trade, not stupid trade. We're making great deals, and this is about protecting American workers while ensuring strong relationships with Mexico and Canada." His statement was met with mixed reactions, with supporters applauding his firm stance, while critics questioned the temporary nature of the exemption. While North American trade partners benefited from the exemption, other regions were not as fortunate. Trump simultaneously enforced a 10% tariff on Chinese goods, a move that sent ripples through global markets. China has been taking advantage of the United States for decades, Trump stated. "We are finally standing up to their unfair practices." Wall Street responded with a sharp decline as investors grappled with concerns over escalating trade tensions between the U.S. and China. The Dow Jones Industrial Average tumbled nearly 500 points following the announcement, with tech stocks and major retailers taking the biggest hit. We've seen this before. The market reacts sharply to uncertainty, and right now, uncertainty is at an all-time high, noted Greg Valliere, chief strategist at AGF Investments. The real concern is whether China retaliates and how much this trade war escalates before it stabilizes. Economists speculated that the tariff hike could lead to further supply chain disruptions and price inflation, especially for consumer electronics and automobile manufacturing. Business leaders were quick to express concerns, with Tim Cook of Apple stating, "Tariffs are essentially a tax on consumers. They make products more expensive, and they disrupt business planning. We hope the administration considers a more strategic approach to competition with China." U.S. foreign aid policy and diplomatic fallout. C6. Meanwhile, Trump's administration made another bold move on the international stage. The U.S. State Department announced an indefinite pause on nearly all aid funding for projects in South Africa. The decision, following an executive order from Trump, was widely seen as a retaliatory measure, though specific reasons remained undisclosed. When pressed for details, Trump responded tersely, "We're not going to fund countries that don't respect us. Simple as that." The reaction from South African officials was swift. Minister of International Relations Naledi Pandor condemned the move, stating, "This decision will have devastating consequences for critical development programs that support health, education, and infrastructure. It is short-sighted and politically motivated." The decision also sparked debate within the U.S. Congress. Senator Chris Murphy criticized the move, calling it a reckless and counterproductive approach to diplomacy. Cutting aid punishes vulnerable populations, not governments. In contrast, Senator Josh Hawley praised the decision, arguing, U.S. taxpayer dollars should be used to support American interests, not funneled into foreign projects that don't benefit our citizens. Domestic political tensions and legal challenges. Amid these economic and diplomatic maneuvers, the administration faced legal challenges at home. A recent ruling from the Merit Systems Protection Board, MSPB, mandated the reinstatement of fired USDA workers for 45 days while their terminations were investigated. The decision raised questions about the administration's handling of government employees, with critics arguing that mass terminations had been politically motivated. This administration has systematically targeted career professionals for political reasons, noted a senior legal analyst on CNN. It's a clear overreach, and this ruling reflects the need for accountability. Supporters of Trump's policies, however, contended that the restructuring efforts were necessary to eliminate inefficiencies within federal agencies. We're draining the swamp, plain and simple, a White House spokesperson commented. Government bloat has been a problem for decades, and this administration is finally taking action to fix it. The ruling has sparked intense debate, with labor unions celebrating it as a victory for worker rights, while conservative think tanks criticized it as judicial overreach. Heritage Foundation senior fellow James Shirk commented, "The federal government is notoriously difficult to reform. Every time an administration tries to make necessary staffing changes, bureaucratic resistance stalls progress." What comes next? As the White House continued to push forward with its agenda, the coming weeks promised to be pivotal. Would Trump extend the tariff exemptions beyond April, or would North American trade partners soon face renewed economic pressure? How would markets adjust to the latest round of tariffs on Chinese imports? And what fallout, if any, would arise from the aid freeze in South Africa? With tensions mounting both domestically and internationally, one thing was clear: Trump's policy decisions were reshaping the economic and political landscape in ways that would have lasting consequences. His ability to maneuver through the backlash, maintain strong economic performance, and solidify his stance ahead of upcoming elections would be key factors in determining how history judges these bold moves.